What's up, everybody? We're getting back into it. Silent Hill F Platinum Run, baby. You don't know the vibe, right? I gotta turn this up, huh? Alright, we'll head to Shu's house. Shu is all the way over there. Oh, yeah, we gotta see where the, what am I looking for? Right.
Really help. The problem here.
Uh, Cyber library. Oh, missed that one. Pretty sure. Get the second one. Might have to start another game. I'm very confused. I am so confused. Okay. Huh? Uh-huh. Okay. We have to figure out how we can get there.
Hinako! こっちだ大丈夫か相棒相棒妙な化け物
変な箱あはい
Not really. We'll have enough in no time, though. Middle school. Which way? I'm very directionally challenged.
後にしよう。
今何かが飛んでったぞ。
シュウ君、一緒に逃げよう。
二人はどこに？
ひなこ、こっち。
piss again. This is what sucks about being sick. Constantly having to piss because you're drinking so many fluids. Not that sick though. Gotta piss. Be right back. Do. Honestly, feels as though that stamina is probably the most important thing you could get in this game.
シュウ君
I love streaming to 0. Doing this for the love, man. Doing this for the love. But you know, I got both Kelly and Dsar on TikTok, so I appreciate you guys for the support. Came from now. Yeah. Wait. No. Yes. No. Maybe so. The wrong way. Yum.
供え物だったよね。
Skipping this fool. Get away from me!
それどころじゃない。
やめてくれ。
昔はシュート点で道草食ってた。
I think those would work as a pretty decent offering, I hope.
卒業以来だね。
I
施設で一山当てた成金がわざわざここに学校を建てたって聞いたことがある。キーボックスが開かない。鍵がいる。間違えたか。
Other lockers are available this time around. That's too bad. Maybe they are.
更衣室。陸上部が懐かしい。
Oh. Fine. I like that effect. I like that effect. That was a cool ragdoll effect. She like died in the locker. 377. Bro! Could have sworn there was nothing there.
機が壊れかけてる。もう少しだけ持ってくれ。やっと見つけた。
Do those puzzles up there just for the hell of it, because I think it's going to allow me to do stuff up there. Here. Heavy attack to immediately after performing a perfect dodge, deal a perfect counter. This counter greatly consumes stamina. Oh, that's lame.
魂を奪われた私だ。今度は私が君の魂を救い、古き君の命を奪おう。 無理しなくていい。まだ休んでいるといい。
起きられます。
辛い儀式だったろう。よく耐えた。よく頑張ってくれたね、ひな子。さあ、先に進もう。
Sanity will also fall because he's. Oh.
美しい腕だね。獅子王さえ美しい。
ありがとうございます。
supposedly a document here on a bench. For some reason. Oh. That's it. Ugh. Okay. Piss again. I even hit that thing? I think I did. So I think it says like this door's open now. Over here, so it should be open over here, right? god. I need to blow my nose now. Oh, fucking hell. This sucks! I never used to get allergies, and then I go to Japan, experience the cherry blossom season, and voila. It's like I have allergies semi-regularly now. It sucks. That was back in spring, dude. Wild.
咲子が好きだった。
Bitch. stuff for now. What's up? How you doing?
Stressed.
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, you had a kind of a rough day today.
Yeah, I really just did. Just a lot of stuff. Was up, didn't sleep that well, and then was up early and was super tired. Had to do a ton of things. I had to go get a massage, but these are like physical therapy massages. They're intense.
Yeah, they could. Those can be really fucking rough, dude.
Yeah.
They're not like sometimes they're not even relaxing.
No, they're very intense, and I need them to loosen up tissue. They work, and then I went to physical therapy and had to do a bunch of work.
What are you doing at why do you have to do physical therapy?
My hips are screwed up. They're imbalanced. One side of my hips is higher than the other.
What do you think caused that?
Unsure, to be honest. For a long time, I thought it was because of a scoliosis. But I finally went to a spinal specialist who said that scoliosis is probably not causing that many problems. Because I've seen worse ones than this.
Right.
With people who don't even notice.
So
somehow I have really imbalanced muscular tension.
Right.
And not really clear how I got that, but I'm trying to rebalance that so I can do things like run. And it's improved my hip pain a lot. And it still imbalances the hip very well.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like, it's got to be a fucking bitch.
It really is. It's been an incredibly long time.
How long?
Almost 20 years now.
Wait, did you say 20?
That's about like 22 years right now.
Oh wow.
Off and on, would go running and it'd go okay for a while. Not really anymore.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah, it sucks. Contributes a lot to depression because I used to be really physically fit and just couldn't
Right.
really lift anymore, couldn't really run anymore.
Dude, my brother, he had like a twisted rotator cuff for like 5, 6, 7 years or something like that. And like the symptoms like of like just feeling just, I guess, inadequate to a certain extent, like physically inadequate. When beforehand he was like very physically fit.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. So.
Yeah. But what did help is I told you about that serum that he got in Mexico, right? At the UFC thing?
I heard of it, yeah.
Yeah. That has been helping him, but also, like, the treatment that they give over there has helped him a lot. So, I'll send you the website for it. And maybe you'd want to look into something like that, because, if you've been trying for something for 20 years, or, however long,
maybe I should try something.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. When it comes down to this sort of stuff,
Still working on this game, Silent Hill.
Yeah, not too much, because like I finished the first playthrough last night. Doing some trophy hunting.
My poor wife is exhausted from childcare and stuff.
Dude,
I
yeah.
watch the baby tonight, and it's like shit. I'm really tired. I might try to go to sleep just real soon, honestly.
Yeah, no, I feel that, man.
I just felt kind of bad. I got kind of heated at next.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, it sounds like Charlie's projecting a lot of frustrations onto him right now.
It really was. I was just pissed. I probably was not reasonable, but at the same time, like, this isn't real life next. He won't talk normal. But then I guess he's Gen X, so maybe he didn't grow up with the internet and he doesn't think that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you think I run around town, like, shouting at Mexicans or something? I speak conversational Spanish. Some of my best friends are Mexican. This immigration shit is just so infuriating. So much, like, I'm like, dude, like, do you think I'm the only one? Look who got elected and how we did it. Like, what does that say to you? How is this so hard for people to process? Like, people are angry about this issue. Something done about it.
I think
what is so hard about this?
I think Next does try at the very least does try processing what you're saying.
I think you're right.
You know.
I think part of the problem is it's a regional problem. It was the same with police brutality, where like I lurked in this. I decided early on to stay out of these public debates. With like BLM, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no one's gonna win this debate.
Right.
But I looked on one side. There were these like, we're gonna defund the police. I'm like, bro, no one thinks that's gonna work.
Right.
And on the other hand, like, I thought the thin blue line was a joke. I thought people were trolling. I'm like, wait, people like cops? Like, that's a thing?
Yeah.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, is this real? Like, that's like something my dad would kind of not really say. He wouldn't have a flag, but his attitude was like, these are respected civil servants. It's so old-timey. Like,
right.
Since the drug war, at least.
Right.
Enormous amounts of the public have encountered police as, like, really violent, scary, dangerous people. And I'm from a pretty conservative town too. Right. And nobody liked cops. Like, at all. Like, if you even said the slightest thing defending cops, like,
you know, I think like, I mean, like, from everybody that I've kind of like, you know, met on the Discord that like falls into like, you know, traditionally conservative Christian sort of things, I'm actually kind of shocked how many people really just have a negative sentiment towards cops. It's
well, that's what I'm saying. My point was that it's regional.
Yeah.
I guess, you know, I moved to Sac. I almost never really even get pulled over. But in Salinas, I was pulled over. This was a chronic issue. Like, should I go get a burrito or are cops gonna get me?
Oh my god.
I better stop cooking because I already have some charges, and I'm not trying to have more bullshit going. Like,
right.
I don't want to leave my fucking house. I ended up. Part of the reason I turned into a weirdo online hermit person is there was just a phase, you know, I told you my ex false accusation.
Yeah.
That's
such bullshit.
Fuck it, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I am going to work. I'm going home.
Right.
I am literally going nowhere. I'm going to stay inside, and because everyone around could potentially be trouble, even if it's just a border. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if cops pull you over and they see that, they can really just do a run around on your vehicle. Anyone in the car, and it just can, even if it all works out, you know, it's like, dude, I can't be dealing with this. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, police, really not that. There was this one place I used to go to get a burrito, and it's like a 1 in 2 chance of a pullover. It's like,
dude, are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
That's fucking unreasonable. Like, why would cops pull you over though? Is it the tattoos or?
No, it was always at night. It's probably because of the car on the Civic.
Okay.
And that was one of the reasons I still drive a Prius to this day.
Right.
Because I don't think cops pull over a Prius.
Yeah.
And that's what frustrated me about, like.
I mean, when I drove a Prius, they used to pull me over, not all the time, but you know, somewhat regularly. But you know, my shit was banged up a little bit, so.
Yeah. I did get pulled over. But part of the reason to that, as a Lyft driver and Uber, you're just driving a lot. So, you know.
Yeah.
That's how they are, but my point was there's like apparently whole communities where police are just normal. But I'm not from that community. Right. And all these people, and those people from like whatever that Ferguson, Mississippi, like I heard the name of that place and was like, yeah, I guarantee it fucking sucks to go to cops in that town. Yeah. There's like a riot there, and people just had it.
Yeah.
I remember too, like some interview with someone who knew Dr. Dre, and like, was that dude really dealing with lethal police No, not really. It was just constant harassment, bullshit tickets, fix-it tickets, just any damn little thing. And so he just, fuck the police, like we're gonna do a song. You know, we're just so tired of this.
Yeah.
And I remember the guy who got super ultra mega canceled for the actual sociologist the black sociologist who said he was woke and like systemic racism. He did a totally huge peer review study and found no difference in homicides between blacks and whites. Like a big ass study, like a systemic peer review that proved basically no, there is no actual difference in races, in or at least between blacks and whites and police homicides. But he did find systemic harassment differences, which I find a lot more believable.
Yeah, same, absolutely.
With police.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got kind of pissed. To be blunt, I highly doubt a Canadian has dealt with what I have with police.
I mean, honestly, what I learned with dealing with police as someone who sold narcotics and, you know, is basically like survival, you know, is it's all about feigning respect with them, you know?
Yeah, it's true, but they don't, like, here's an experience. I was coming out of my job as a nurse assistant, a CNA, and I had a hoodie on because it's cold out there, and I'm walking in my car, and it's actually a pretty good area of Salinas with the hospitals and stuff, you know, it's a good area, like, kind of expensive, not really any crime or gangs, and I'm walking down the street, and I see this car with no lights on driving right by me, and I'm like, fuck, this guy thinks I'm a rival gang member.
Oh god, that's gotta be so fucking scary.
I know, it's in that place, yes, it's terrifying, and I'd seen that before, you know, and so I'd like duck a little behind the other cars, like, fuck, I'm gonna get shot, and then another car pulls up, it's dark out, and Salinas is kind of rural, it's not like LA, there's not lights everywhere.
Yeah.
So outside, even in like the streets, it's fucking dark as shit. You can see the stars hella good. Like,
yeah.
Another car, and I'm just like, fuck, dude, I'm not your fucking rival. Don't fucking shoot me.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the sirens come on, flashing all over, super loud. Get down to the ground, and just cops are pouring out. And they just rush and tackle me right on the fucking sidewalk. And like, I hit my jaw, and I'm like, ow, fuck, you know, and I'm just thrown on the fucking concrete. And they're like, stay on the ground, don't fucking move, and cuffing me. And I'm like, fuck, but I'm like honestly kind of relieved. You know, is bad because I'm not getting a drive-by. Like, they're gonna put me in jail. They're not gonna kill me.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you have any weapons? Do you have any weapons? If you have a weapon, I will fucking smash your face into this concrete. You understand me, boy? Like, just really aggro police shit. I'm like, no, officer, no. And they just pull me up off the ground and start like, please confirm your full name and date of birth, sir. And they're like shining a light in my eyes. I'm like, calm, stop. I'm like, I'm Charlie Connor Moore. Bullshit. What's your fucking name? Like, just, they think I'm a criminal.
Right,
like,
dude. It's so weird how they automatically assume you're a fucking criminal. Like, not just a criminal, but the worst sort of criminal. That's the automatic assumption. Like you murder babies and shit, you know.
And they're just, I'm a CNA, and they're like, bullshit, fucking talk to me like that. I'm like, no, look, I have my badge on. And they're like, you got a fucking badge? I'm wearing scrub pants and scrub top. I have a badge. I just got off work minutes ago.
Yeah, dude, you would think the scrubs would be a dead giveaway. Those aren't exactly fucking gangsta.
And then they pulled my sweatshirt up and looked, and they're like, oh, hey! And like, the fucking name. Martinez, come here! There's an actual CNA. You are the first English-speaking CNA I have ever seen.
Oh my god.
Like, bro, you should have just lied to us. There's no way we're gonna believe that. Like,
oh my god.
You're a fucking CNA. That's crazy. That's like Filipinos and Mexicans and shit.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I was literally the only white guy there, but...
But still, like, I mean, like, that it just shows ineptitude, at least when it comes to profiling people.
They
you know
did,
what I mean?
and they showed me, though, they're like, here's a photo of the guy, and the guy actually did basically look like me.
Oh, wow.
It was a mid-white dude.
What are the chances?
But I mean, it's real. like kind of a lot, you know.
Yeah.
My point was like, that's not that good of evidence for what you did.
Right.
Like, you could have just said stop.
Right.
I would have just stopped.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I don't mean shit. Criminals run every fucking time. Like, they're not gonna do that. They just don't care, even after they do this crazy, traumatizing shit, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, my jaw hurt so fucking bad every bite of chewing stuff for like a month or something. Just like, god damn, should I go get an x-ray? Oh, no health insurance, even though I work in healthcare, might as well.
Dude, that's crazy. Dude, speaking of jaw stuff, like, I've had a tight jaw for a little bit now. Like, it would just crack so regularly. It was, like, getting really frustrating. So I went to this place called the Face Gym. And for $130, they basically gave me, quote-unquote, a face workout. But I only got the face workout because, like, an extra sort of thing is basically, like, loosening of the jaw. This lady that worked on me was so fucking good that she, like, stuck her hands in my mouth, went under my eyes, and, dude, it was so knotted up over there, it was ridiculous. She's like, dude, what are you doing? You know, like, clearly something is stressing you the fuck out, because that is ridiculous how tight you are up there. I'm like, holy fuck, dude. You know?
Yeah.
So all that to say is maybe that's something you'd want to look into if you know, your jaw's hurting. Maybe...
My masseuse massaged really intense in my neck and jaw, and it felt amazingly better.
Nice. Good.
Way less stress instantly. Probably similar to what you had.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like peeling my flipping neck off. Felt like,
You know, it's funny though, because like now that it's been a few days, I think that's what kind of got me a little sick, to be completely honest, because like
I wouldn't doubt it. Big change.
Yeah, big change in, like, you know, all that knotted up stuff. There was bound to be like some virus laying dormant in there or something like that, right? But now, like, I'm noticing that, like, my muscles in my mouth, they want to go back, like they're trying to revert back to that position. It's fucking crazy, you know?
Yeah. It is rough like that.
It's like that's their default setting now, and it's been that way for like 3 decades. So, you know, it's like a lot of it is just like, I guess, rewiring all that stuff that's going on for me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, it was crazy, like having your mouth be... Huh? Yeah. Go on.
Police regional problem. Immigration, another regional, until kind of recently. People just wouldn't care about areas like I was from, you know?
Right.
They're nowhere. Like, we'll move then. I'm like, bro, they're going to keep coming until everyone's...
Right.
Yeah, right. People just won't believe you. They don't understand what it's like. They really don't get it.
I mean, he wasn't exactly graceful about it, and I've been kind of sour on it. I've soured on him pretty recently about everything, especially pertaining to Israel. But Trump, like, you know, when he went to the UN and said, like, dude, you guys got to stop this, like, endless immigration shtick.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, yeah. I mean, like, and it's so funny kind of seeing how this is kind of like starting to pour into areas that historically weren't as affected as the United States has been, you know, within recent history. Like, seeing the sort of, like, uprisings in Japan and the demonstrations taking place there, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, that's crazy. And, like, you know, I mean...
It's crazy to me, too. It's so big online, and it's not in, like, any official media.
Yeah.
It's, like, YouTube videos. I've seen this so many times said now. All these dumbass leftists are like, you're brainwashed by right-wing media. I'm like, so by right-wing media, you mean guy with a camera?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Right-wing media is these days.
Exactly.
Camera. Like,
I mean, yeah, it's
an argument for the BLMs. Like,
well, like,
what do you mean making it up? We have a camera. We're filming the police violence. Like,
right, right.
It's not necessarily justified.
Yeah, I think, like, the interesting thing too is, like, by default, I mean, yeah, you can have, like, people conspiring to, like, peddle a narrative, and that happens, but it's not the monolithic sort of narrative that the MSM has given you for years on end that has you thinking that, you know, a specific way.
Exactly. You're right. You're
know,
totally right. It's just crazy, like, people have this right-wing or stuff that's, like, not overtly really even right-wing. Like, it's hard to pin a real label on it. It's, like, independent, and it's only right because the left media only allows one point of view, like an establishment progressive point of view, you know?
Well, dude, I was talking to Ross and Atsu about this the other day, but I think, like, the lines between left and right, well, you see it already, but they're starting to blur to the point where I don't think in a few years' time we're going to be able to see what left or right is anymore. You know?
I mean, to my view, that was always a garbage way of doing things. What's funny to me is the left claims socialism so hard, but the actual original post-French Revolution, where the term comes from, the left wing of their house of whatever the fuck, you know, their government, the literal actual left side of the building where the leftists were, that was just liberalism. That was like the 1700s. They didn't have socialism yet. That came from Karl Marx primarily later on. And technically there's socialism before him, but he's the dude who put it on the map. And the guys in the left wing of whatever the fuck house of government in France post-revolution, those were classical liberals. And the right wing were the monarchists. So those two things, America, nobody is monarchy. There's a very niche right wing, but I think that's just because they realize there are so many problems with democracy. It's so gameable. They read into history and say, well, this king or emperor did well, and it's like, bro, that lasted like 9 years. But I went to shit the next guy game. This might not be a very good way of doing things.
Yeah, dude, I like it, and I mean, like, perhaps this is my sort of optimistic view of everything, but like, it does kind of seem to me that, like, in a lot of ways, the right and left are uniting over, like, disdain for Israel. You know?
I agree that that's actually true. That's the Israel's an over 40, under 40. I really got to do it with a guy slightly older than me. And the absolute vomiting out of seriously shocking to you. Red Pill, one of the influential people in my life. How can you be saying this absolute trash? Like, bro, you just quoted me like an Israeli newspaper as your source. Like this. You gotta be shitting me here. And I'm like, I don't know. I just gave up on it. But he was like, dude, you're making me fucking hate you right now. I never really heard that kind of thing out of him, you know? And it was just like, well, I don't know. People aren't necessarily going to be friends forever, sadly.
I mean,
these type of conflicts can really drive wedges between people because it's a fucking genocide, bro. Those people don't deserve to die. And again, dude, I've fucking ranted aggressively against Islam in the West. That doesn't mean Islam nowhere. That's not the West, bro. Palestine's not us. Let them have their country. Don't fucking bomb them to death. I genuinely feel extremely bad and unhappy about America bombing all these Syrians and Iraqis. And I never wanted this. This was a bad plan. I protested it in 2003, being a liberal, and I would protest it again today. Like, I stand by those things. It's the same worldview. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want America to be involved really at all in these other countries. I don't want to bomb Russians, Ukrainians, Palestinians. Like, just, bro, stop with the bombing. And but
because we see where this leads to. We see where it leads to.
For a fucking reason, bro. Because people think differently in different cultures. People don't work here. They can't come. They gotta be deported. Son of a bitch. This is such a tough time with the most basic, obvious. Like, we don't think the same, so we live over here and you stay over there. Sometimes we trade because we have mutual benefit. That's it. This isn't deep, bro. It's not that fucking hard. Fucking globalists just can't grasp like the most basic shit. You gotta reinvent the fucking wheel for them. What is gravity anyways? Like, you guys are fucking idiots.
Gravity's what happens when I throw you off a helicopter.
From the average person in particular, you know, left and right, that's probably true. That's becoming more and more similar.
Yeah.
I think the other thing too, like even a couple years ago, the right wingers were like, BLM had a point when all the Canadian truckers got arrested. And I literally told them over and over, this fucking police state can be turned on you at any second. It will happen. It's not an if, it's a when.
Right.
And I told this to the fucking leftists even more. Your cancel culture will be turned on you.
Right.
You will lose. Here we go. You finally went after the golden goose. Palestine. You know, you don't get it. Like, and that's the thing I tried to tell my friend who loved Israel. I'm like, bro, the woke shit you hate, they're creating that. That's them. That's their golem to attack us and undermine us and destabilize our countries. It's the same thing. They're not our friends in some sort of fight against Islam. They are the reason Islam is in our countries. Period.
Right.
Like, there is no other difference. Like, oh man, I just didn't want to hear it. And then I'm like trying to tell them, look at what happened to you when you left to shit on white people for 10 straight years. Literally nothing. You got away with it. You got promoted. You got accolades and awards. Now you're after Israel. What happens? Deportations, deplatforming, death in some cases, debanking.
Dude, did you hear that one guy that Mega Zionist just bought TikTok?
What happened?
Mega Zionist donor just purchased TikTok for a few $1 billion, I believe.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally screwed.
And I mean, like, say what you will.
The only reason people know about this is because of TikTok. That exact app.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, say what you will about TikTok, China app, and stuff like that, but they really were the ones that were kind of, you know, helping
Showing
get that the Israeli narrative wasn't all pervasive. And yeah, I mean, so I can only imagine the levels of censorship that are going to take place after all of that.
Yeah, I mean, it'll just not show all that content, and because most people into that.
But, you know, I mean, like, it's the free market. That means that there is going to be space for another app that does allow for that sort of stuff, and hopefully doesn't get, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's maybe
probably
too
not,
optimistic.
unfortunately. You know, that's popular,
Charlie?
what?
You cut out there for a second.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck, I'm so tired.
No, you're good.
What was I talking about? I was talking about Israel. Yeah. People paid attention because TikTok was the hot app. And that's it. Like, this conflict's not new.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be completely honest, without that app, there probably just wouldn't be that much enthusiasm for news on this. It would be like the same as the coverage about Syria.
Right.
Or, you know, African countries, like, whatever the fuck's going on, or, Malaysia had some fucking problems a few years ago. Like, I remember it was heard about and talked about, but nobody really bought onto it.
Right.
You know, there was no free fucking Malaysian movement or whatever. Like,
right.
It's just not what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks bad for the Palestinians, and really the campus protesters all were basically squashed. So as much as I'd like to believe, you know, Israel people finally see it, they might just forget.
Very likely. Yeah.
And again, the AIPAC in Israel, that's not new. Been around a while now.
Right.
Hard to say, though, because people were still remembering and actively, aggressively attacking about, like, Epstein files and shit. So maybe it'll stay in the public memory and I'm wrong, because there was kind of a while, like a couple years straight of bombing videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that might not leave the public memory with that much, you know, video, and people might not, they might not care. Like, they might go to another app, and then TikTok could just die off or become Instagram and not fun or cool anymore, really.
Yeah.
Hopefully that happens.
I mean, I don't know. You never know how these things are going to end up turning out. But you know, I mean, like I'm hopeful that the free market will prevail in this sort of regard or this instance because
I hope so. I like to be optimistic. It's not exactly my nature, but I don't tend to count out long shots either.
Right.
Because, you know, they happen sometimes.
I mean, fucking Charlie Kirk getting assassinated was a long shot. Not a good one, but, you know, like...
I would argue that's not exactly a long shot. More of a totally random, what the blank fuck were you doing that for, you know? That's why I see it as an Israel thing, based on the fact that so much they were offering him all this money to go and kiss the wall.
Right.
He turned it down.
Wait, he turned it down?
People.
I didn't hear about that part. No, wow.
That's what I was hearing, but I don't know.
I heard that you know, they offered him money.
There's not any really conclusive proof of this, but other people have tweeted a bunch about it, and that's as good as you can ever get with these things. You know, it's so fucking hard to catch these fuckers. They're real good at not getting caught.
Right.
And misleading, and running media. That's what they do. That's who they are.
Yep.
But, I think the thing too, it sucks because like, felt like the vibe shift was too good to be true. And it really just feels like Israel controlled the media to engineer a vibe shift, so they could conscript a ton of us to go to war in Iran.
Right.
And sadly, the vibe shift did coincide with a huge military enlistment. I guess their crisis of recruitment is totally over now. And it could go really poorly for a lot of these young men. I have so many coworkers talking about younger brothers, cousins, sons joining up, and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to hear about him losing his leg or blown up by a drone and shit, you know?
Yeah, that's awful.
Fucking Ukraine or Russia or Iran. Because, you know, what if AltHis did a pretty great detailed video about nitty-gritty of an Iran invasion? And I've watched a couple others too, like Task and Purpose type channels, and basically everyone seems to be saying this is going to be a brutally hard invasion, like really hard to pull off due to geography, Iran being pretty competent actually, and you know, drone warfare being a big question mark. This could become an incredibly bloody, prolonged attempted invasion, and America's lost with these things. The Bay of Pigs, that was just a loss. We didn't get Cuba, you know. It could be another Bay of Pigs, but like worse, due to the geography. It's all mountainous and shit. It's not flat like Iraq, so you're not going to be able to just bombard in with artillery. It's not an easy win. And Iranians are.
Well, I mean, it's not like Iraq was an easy win either, was it? Like, I mean,
it was.
It was.
I would say it was. Okay. For as much as you can get, because when you have that giant flat area, America's superior artillery can just roll straight on in and wreck everything, and that's what they did. That and superior air power, but like in Afghanistan, that doesn't work because there's too many mountains.
Right.
The shelling and stuff, you can't move all the artillery guns in as easily. And you can't target stuff, and you can't find anything. Geography makes that just not work, and it rains a lot, and there's a lot of clouds, so the helicopters you can't get for support, so you get stuck with riflemen on riflemen, and the mountains are really hard to reinforce, and all their supply trucks get blown up. It's not that hard for like insurgents to blow up a supply truck.
Right.
They just laid a bunch of IEDs, and the supply trucks blow up, and then they're stuck on the road, and it's a mountain pass, and it's a whole ordeal to move the truck out of the way, and the people moving the truck get ambushed, and the people who are ambushing are in the hills, and they're hard to find. And okay, artillery, well, you hit nothing probably, and you spend like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These large guns are for flat places, but where are you even going to land them? Because there's a bunch of mountains right by the water. I don't know. Everything I've seen is an Iran invasion would just be an absolute disaster. And supposedly the main reason for controlling Iraq was just to invade Iran. That was a setup, and they were trying to do that for years and years.
And
that was one of Romney's big
and
pushes.
Israel was so about that.
Yeah, they've been bitching about it for decades. And it's like Fuentes said, and I realize this is true, like I hadn't really conceptualized it this way. The Middle East is just a partitioned ex-colonial mess with only 3 actual countries:
Hmm.
Iran, Egypt, and Turkey.
Oh, damn.
And Egypt bent the knee. I think Turkey did too, but maybe more cantankerously.
Uh-huh.
But Iran is still saying fuck off to Israel. That's the only country left that's like, no,
Based Iran,
we're
dude.
not doing that. But they're united with one ethnicity and one religious theocracy. They can do whatever they want. They can control their people. And if America invades, they're going to be united against America. You know, it's not going to be the same as Iraq, where you could play people off against each other and have flat areas, and even that was still a fucking mess.
Right. Huh. Yeah, well, I mean, that's sad to hear about Egypt. Yeah, you know I'm going there tomorrow, actually, right?
Where are you going?
Egypt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm working on
out there.
yeah, I'm working on getting citizenship over there. I'm gonna go get an ID at the very least. But yeah, I don't know. You mentioned that like you're kind of done with America, like in terms of when you were talking with Next, right?
What do you mean?
Like you're maybe I misread, but you were saying that like you're over America, like.
No, not really. I can't be over America. I was born here. I live here.
Right.
I don't have a way out. There's no place to go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to convey this to Nix. I'm backed into a wall, so I'm fucking kicking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This isn't really a discussion to me. It's a violent invasion.
Right.
That's how I see immigration, and it's my actual life where I see this.
Right. Okay.
And so yeah, my point, I guess, is there's not really. It's America's government is just the problem. We're a stateless people. That's how I see us. We don't like. I get why you are more international.
Yeah.
You just leave. You go somewhere else. Well, America's cooked. Sucks. We had a good time here.
Yeah.
I can't really do that, and I have, ancestors going back to John Alden off the Mayflower.
So this is for you. This is like a legacy thing for you, essentially.
It largely is, and a value set, and just a sheer stubbornness. And,
I mean, we need that though.
Yeah.
And
that's part of it too. I'm trying to explain to Next, dude. This doesn't mean shit to you. Not to be a dick, like half Filipino, bro. You don't have a lot of investment in this place. You don't see it the way I do. You're here for the materialism and standard of living or whatever. I'm here for the spiritual legacy. That legacy of pioneers and people who came here. Like, one of my great-great-grandparents came from Norway and settled on a Homestead Act and had a fight with the Sioux Indians or whatever. Like, this is a heritage. It is not just... This is a lot more, to me. People just want to throw out core shit in America, like the Second Amendment, willy-nilly, because it's inconvenient at the moment. Like, that's not what our republic is. How do you not understand this? What is so hard about this? And these people think they're so fucking educated. I'm like, this is a limited government play. It's not supposed to be what we're doing here.
Right.
I don't know. I just
like ideally, what is like the most ideal outcome? Ideally, what is the most ideal outcome in terms of your eyes when it comes to all of this sort of stuff?
Mass deportation of all illegal aliens.
Okay.
I just don't see a realistic way of like denaturalizing citizens. I don't think that would work. A total deportation, much stricter laws, not only about people coming here, but also about corporations and companies that hire people getting aggressively fined or jailed. Just much more vicious consequences for this.
Right.
And and we need people in place who are going to enforce it. And then we also need to ban anyone from buying property who is not a citizen. We need
not
to ban
a citizen.
outside.
Damn.
Yeah, you need to be a citizen to own property here. Period.
Okay.
People need to be investing from other countries. China buying up shit tons of real estate. This is a big fucking problem.
Yeah. I think like maybe not allowing people to buy property if they're not a citizen might be a bridge too far. But with that being said, I think there has to be stricter standards to prevent the so-called, not so-called, the invasion that they use via, you know, buying land and shit like that. You know what I mean?
It really wouldn't be a problem if small timers did this, but that's not what we get. And
Right.
if you have an allowance for small, and Mexico did that, they banned it and seized a bunch of American property. You can't buy property there. You got to be a citizen.
Right.
You know, it's not unheard of. And ban foreign lobbies, complete and total ban of AIPAC. Absolutely.
Dude, yeah.
I get that we're not going to be able to like attack Israel, unfortunately. But we need to completely cut ties with them and just say you're totally on your own. We don't care about you. You're never an ally.
Yeah, you are not. You are not our greatest ally.
And anyone with dual citizenship, immediate loss of U.S. citizenship if they don't forfeit Israel, and just kick them out to Israel. You can go live there then.
Right.
It would be, that's what a realistic thing, quote unquote realistic.
Dude, it would be so funny if I get to see Ben Shapiro get deported.
Oh my god, I would love that so fucking much. Fuck that guy. But yeah, some guy's just like, yeah, man, I'm Weinstein. I don't really go to synagogue. I have an Asian wife. You know, I own my own business.
Yeah.
Like, that guy doesn't need to be killed or deported. You know what I mean? Like, we're not trying to go, like, full Third Reich here. I don't think that's necessary. But, it would be that, and then I would get Congress to pass laws, you know, getting rid of things like Citizens United somehow.
Right.
No more infinite money cheat code for this type of thing.
Right.
Ban investment companies from owning residential housing. We would need to aggressively go after people responsible for the financial crash, prosecute them. The Bush family needs to go to jail for their lies about the Iraq War. Trump probably is going to have to go to jail too, because look what he probably did in Epstein Island.
Yeah.
Assuming this really happened, you know.
Yeah.
No more 34 felonies for bullshit real estate stuff everyone else does. We don't need that. We need actual shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or we need to release those Epstein files, and maybe he really didn't do very much, you know? Maybe he just knew Epstein for, like...
I think where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, my initial instinct
sure,
is
but
that...
kind of a lot of people were, like, affiliated with that guy. I just have no idea what to think. That's what we gotta release the files.
Like, well, yeah, people, I mean, there have been, I don't know how true this is, but there's been, like, I don't know if it's an announcement or, like, potential leak saying that Epstein actually was CIA and not Mossad, or maybe, you know, double agent. They're all incestuous, you know, so, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where if there were kids that were molested, they, by any means necessary, or sexually assaulted or raped, they need justice, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
This is something that, you know, I think precedes politics, or not precedes, but supersedes politics, you know?
Yeah, so yeah, on and on, they could go on and on about ideal outcomes, unfortunately. Right. That's kind of the depressing things. I just, after a while, you know, it took me a long time to come to the conclusion that I'm not getting the country I used to have back.
Right. Yeah.
Even when there were shitty things about it, we probably won't see the good things either.
Right.
And it just sucks to me. Sucks real bad. Being the end of a Roman Empire, really.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, really, like, I'm a pleb in the Roman Empire. Just yelling and shouting at the guards, no, don't let the fucking barbarians in. Don't let the barbarians in. Don't, it's not, they're gonna sack Rome. Stop. This has happened before. It got sacked like 300 years back. Don't let them in. And all these stupid idiot fucking, you know, women married to the Roman patriarchs and other stupid little quasi-royal families. Like, no, let them in. It'll be good. You fucking idiots. Stop.
Morons.
You're morons. It's not going to be your problem. You have armed guards. I don't. Don't let the barbarians in.
I mean...
But I'm really nothing. I'm just a shitty pleb. That's it.
Yeah, it's gotta suck, dude. So, I mean, like, you know, the energy's gotta flow. One place falls, another one starts prospering. Do you think it's gonna be China, or do you think it's gonna...
hard to say. That's with a logical conclusion.
Uh-huh.
Because China is an old nation with a long memory, and they plan out really, really far.
Right.
You know what I mean? The CCP has a very long-term plan. But China has a lot of weird fakery, which is hard to deduce the true from the false, because there's so much anti-China Western propaganda.
Right.
Like, they have really great light rail systems, and they can build it fast. They can build cities in a day, but then they, like, don't allow people to live in them. They have so many strange things they do. And it's so hard to get to the bottom of it. And, bro, I'm not Chinese. I lack the cultural context to understand it.
Yeah.
But, they have also.
But it's freaking bizarre. It's bizarre. It's
hard to see how they wouldn't take over because they're so big.
Right.
And they have such a long hair. Like, I understand why they think they should be the rightful leader of the world. They have most of the people.
Right.
And they're like extremely old.
Right.
So I get why they would think that. You know, I'm not saying that's true or I like want China to do that.
But you understand
but
the
at the
mindset.
same time,
yeah.
China has a demographic implosion that's just terrible, like worse than most other places. And can't really attract new people. And doesn't want to. Because even China would. This is the thing with immigrants too. I'm like, so if these are so great, why isn't China doing this? They're not. They're really not. They have small numbers of them, but not really, and they're kind of only stuck there as like a second-class citizen permanently. They're not likely to become Chinese citizens.
Right.
And they're from places like Malaysia or whatever, you know, Southeast Asia, where sure China looks like a better deal, but there's no long-term plan for those Malaysians or whatever either way.
Right.
So, okay, China better than Malaysia, sure, but there's not like they're going to be moving up in Chinese society. They're not going to be high-ranking figures in the CCP. Like, that's not going to happen. You have to be ethnically Chinese to do that. And, but yeah, they have a demographic implosion that will likely... I could see why they're excessively investing in robotics and AI, but in a more serious and pragmatic rather than scammy and exploitative way.
No, I like it, dude. I like the scamming, though,
Yeah.
you know?
That's the main one I would see being the next power, because, like, bro, who else?
Right.
Can you think of anyone?
I think
don't see Russia doing it.
I think if Japan decides to stop neutering itself, it's entirely possible.
Yeah, that's true too.
Well, I mean I mean, like, but that really boils down to the United States, and you know, I mean, like, I could see the United States getting kind of like, no, I'm not going to let my little brother supersede the big brother. You know what I mean?
But how long will that work? You know, if we start imploding in political assassinations and constant civil strife, that might just not be viable. And Japan could see that. They're smart. Yeah, I could see Japan doing that. But they have a similar demographic problem that's also getting worse.
Yeah.
So unless they reinvent a carnivore culture like they used to have. One thing I've heard from people, I don't know if this is going to be true, but people have said, like, we live in a shitty age of malaise and just depression and everything's over, but nothing new started yet. But only that what this means is that all the herbivores and omnivores are going to just die off. But the only people who are going to survive are the people who are just ruthlessly determined regardless of environment.
Right.
You know what I mean? The carnivores.
Survival of the fittest.
Need you to survive. I'm not playing. And so that the next generation of Japanese in particular will be a carnivore generation that doesn't care, that isn't going to be like,
I mean,
dude, the girls don't like me.
It's in their DNA, dude.
A patriarchy, and we're going to have a mandatory fucking birth rate.
Right.
We're not playing women. You aren't Westerners. You are Japanese. You owe Japan babies, period. And the women will go along with that if the high status males say so.
Right.
They're not going to rebel. That's just not true. But I could see that in the West too, or other countries. Like, we had this weird, sad, crappy lull period that lasts like even maybe up to 100 years, and then just really kickstarts again with a whole new thing of a carnivore culture and probably more land grabbing and wars and probably huge climate disasters. Honestly,
I mean, I see like a bit of a carnivore culture like reemerging in the United States, you know, and I think it, like, you know, takes the sort of I guess, how do I to say this, like almost kind of like a very patriarchal sort of mindset that does get. What's up, dude? How you doing?
What's up, Corpse?
He's at a show right now at his bar. Hell yeah.
Can't hear a word you're saying.
Yeah, he's just showing. He's at a concert right now, and he's showing shit.
Yeah.
Or it's
That's
at his
cool.
bar.
I'm gonna mute him until he wants to talk. Just let me know if he's talking.
No, I don't think he's gonna be talking at all. What was I gonna say? Yeah, but like you see it in like I guess the cultural misogyny that's kind of happening, or that's becoming a little more popular these days, especially I guess with the incel circles, which is so. I mean, it's kind of weird to kind of see because you have these people that aren't exactly sexually experienced, thinking that they can control women when in reality, as messed up as it is to say, is that like sex fairly often is the glue to the relationship, and then B, it's, I mean, as they say, like good dick goes a long way. You know what I mean? And you can basically, for lack of a better words, get the woman in line, so to say, through means of good sex. In
many ways, that's true. But as I'm discovering, if you have multiple kids in work and fatigue, that's just another level of hard to actually make that happen.
Right.
If you start piling on these things, like, I'm not going to solve the problems in my family with that. I'm not going to solve exhaustion with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just not.
Right.
And it's hard to even get to the point. Like, I don't know, maybe you come after like a really long flight, and you're just going to go home and go to sleep. You probably don't want to go home and like really put the effort into allowing your chick. That's not really. That's kind of always how we feel.
Right. Right.
So it's just a harder. But you're right that at least people are looking at the establishment and seeing this is bullshit.
Right.
That's what I think the anti-feminism mainstreaming is. And it's all out in the open now. The manosphere isn't a closet thing.
Right.
It's basically just the normal way of thinking for young men at this point. So what happens after that, I don't know. But, I've tried to explain this. I'm like, bro, I tried to explain this to my dad. I'm like, this is a saying, social media changed women and then women changed men. Like, the girls you grew up with, Dad, it's not the same anymore.
Right.
Like, at all. And also, like, not to be a dick, but, Dad, you're a really handsome guy. We all saw the pictures. And everyone said you were popular with girl. Like, you never really dealt with this. Like, you don't really get what you did. You engineered all these things, and then you didn't experience the consequences of them. You experienced the consequences of the previous generation. The generations of few down experienced the consequences of the policies you implemented. And you're pretending like there's some sort of future coming where this is good, but we're telling you the future's here and it sucks. And we've already looked under the hood and done all the work and figured it out, and you're saying no, that's wrong because a bunch of like idealistic weed smoking hippies think it isn't. Like, bro, no, you don't know what you're talking. This is like childish,
right? Like
teenage reasoning, like you guys just never grew up as a generation. But once those people die off, and a ton of men who've already pre-accepted they're never going to get women start to see women as a political faction and an enemy, that's going to go really badly for them.
Dude,
Like, horrifically. I don't think any woman alive almost comprehends this, except for like Bridget Phetasy and Mary Harrington and like those weird right-wing, those like turf to right-winger pipeline,
right,
immigration rape, the feminists who actually write this and get deplatformed all the time. Those women understand this problem.
Right.
aside from that, I haven't seen any. They're just so oblivious, and a ton of them didn't grow up with like male fighting or violence. I don't think they have any idea how like spectacularly outmatched they are. Like, you've only dealt with guys as like gamers. You haven't really dealt with like carnivore men, you know?
I don't know, Charlie. Wait till those gamers rise up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right though.
I hope so. I think we're saying the same thing here, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, and this is kind of why, like, I believe in, you know, I'm a free speech absolutionist, you know, just my whole thing is don't be, like, autistic about it, you know, and like, engage with some level of EQ. But, you know, it's kind of like, if they can't express these things and they get shamed for it, how are they able to communicate these things that are basically plaguing a whole generation? You know what I mean? It's fucking wild.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. They can't grasp this at all. Just assuming the outcomes must be what they said they should be. This is really the way I view progressives. They think that because their idea works on paper, that they don't have to implement it.
Right.
Required. They think their work is only in the planning and not the implementation. But anyone who runs a business can tell you the whole thing is implementation. So again, if you had hard-working implementers who are progressives, you probably could see some of these ideas work and be good because that did work in the past. But that's not who they are anymore.
Right.
These are big idea heads who never really move on from like the conceptual university model of existing.
Right.
They don't really want to go out and get their hands dirty and understand that and piss people off and then realize, oh, maybe I'm wrong and this has to change. Or maybe it's just hard to implement, you know. They think the policy works on its own, like it's a default automatic win.
Right.
It's like not how it is, you know, like they're basically saying like this Helldiver's loadout will be good for this mission. And then think they don't have to play the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They think the Helldiver controls itself and just wins. And they're like, okay, we can debate loadouts, but with a really good player, almost any loadout would be good.
Yeah.
But some of them are terrible, no matter what you do, and everyone agrees.
Yeah.
And,
right.
And some people, you know, we've seen patterns of what works and what doesn't. And we see stuff fall out of favor because maybe it's just worse. Like, maybe somebody can still win with a flamethrower, but I'm not see people bringing the flamethrowers anymore. We have other stuff. Like,
right.
But can you implement it? Show me. And they don't want to do that. They think the game plays itself. It's like, no, dude, the loadout's only the first part. Then you have to actually win.
Right.
Like, and they're like, well, the idea didn't work because, and I'm like, sure, you could have a good loadout and lose a Helldiver game. Happens all the time. But you still have to win.
I mean, it's interesting because on one hand you're saying that, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but you're saying that, like, you know, it's the logistics in essence that, you know, when you gave the analogy of a business, it's the logistics that, you know, matter. But right now you're talking about the results. You know, and the result is if they don't win if they, you know, don't bring the if they don't win if they bring the flamethrower, for example, or maybe I'm misunderstanding.
No, I think you get it. Right now the results suck, but I still think some of their ideas. I'm like, okay, here's an idea. Why don't you actually put fucking work into it rather than just like passing a law and moving on? Like, oh, we passed healthcare, therefore it's fixed, and like everyone's telling you it's fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the thing, too, if you look at it, and I've discussed this with pretty right-wing people who work in healthcare, that, you know, what we have works in Germany and Korea, like, private funded of public in many ways, like, that actually is a working model, but it's just not working here. The implementation is the problem. The idea wasn't really the problem.
Right.
Like, yeah, South Korea and Germany, they have what we have, but also I think a public option, there's just no way you're winding up with, like, debt or whatever. But,
yeah, I don't know. I think idealism really does get in the way of true progress. I think that's what you're saying. Really distilled. Oh, dude, my throat is like...
I'm gonna get off for now.
Yeah. My throat is a little sore, so yeah, have a good one,
Have
dude.
a good trip.
You too, man. Or thank you. Hope you feel better.
Me too.
All right, later, dude. Trophy list. Look something up real quick. 1 second, guys. That guy. Okay. We're good. Kelly, thanks for sticking around. You're a real one. Kelly on TikTok. I should clarify. Appreciate you.
待ってるからさ。
There's gotta be a purpose for this upper terrace. There it is.
来てくれたんだな、相棒。俺はお前にいいんだ。ひな子の好きなようにして。俺は相棒の選択なら受け入れるぜ。
幼い頃からの友人に別れを告げるのは辛いだろう。
いえ、するべきでした。もっと早くこんな姿をお見せして申し訳ありません。
謝らなくていい。むしろその痛みを強いた私の方が謝らねばならない。
That part was new.
行こう。
どうして
Oh my god.
お前の家で合流なんだよな。戦える数じゃない。あいつ私を追ってる。二人もあいつから逃げたのかも。やむを得ず私を置いてったんだ。だよな。 しいのに。
One second. We are not done here.
どこ行った？シュ。
Sounds like you might be having an epiphany about your friendship, girl. Sounds like you are teetering on some epiphany about your self-worth and what you're willing to put up with. That way. I do really like this game. Like, I can even close to say that I love this game, but if I truly loved it, I wouldn't be looking up how to deal with the puzzles. But I really like this game. There's something very, very, very special about it. I don't see. No, I don't see. I don't see what's going on over here. How did I get over there, dude? Oh. What a pleasant surprise. That sucked. God love that.
やっと抜けた。武器が壊れかけてる。もう少しだけ持ってくれ。
Key, she says. She needs a key. She needs a key. That's a mask. Tails.
シュウ、リンコ。
Nice. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. So the gate key's not here. Or is it? Oh, okay, so this is the part, I believe, when it's
very beginning of the game. In fact, your first objective.
Okay. So we missed that opportunity. Where's the next ones? Agile escape. Okay. I prematurely did that because it didn't trigger the cutscene. Yeah, we have to find the gate key first.
シュウたち一体どこまで行ったんだ。
Jesus. Oh, you can do that, huh? Wait, I didn't get the trophy? Should have saved. Okay, whatever. There's it. Nope. Okay.
壊れそうだ。
What was the key again? There it is. What? I'm gonna kill this guy. More beyond that. Okay. Turns out that I didn't screw up the first attempt. It's okay. It's okay. No.
ちょっと休憩。
Ugh. Let's you off over here.
嘘。
Dude, come on. It's lame. we go.
神社か。昔は栄えてたみたい。火事があってからは人が寄りつかなくなっちゃったって聞いた。ここに繋がってたんだ。シュウ、相棒、私だ。 ふさわしくなるように。私はずっと迷っていたんだ。でも今はもう道に迷いはない。
とても綺麗だ、ひなこ。では行こうか。
I like how you can bypass that whole segment on NG Plus. My God.
見たまえ、皆が私たちを祝ってくれている。
あなたの新しい生を祝福を。私の気持ちを知ってたくせにずっと傾いてお前が見たくなかった。こんなリンゴ見たくなかった。私がバカだったよ。前にずっと騙されてた。騙してなんかない。が憎いひなこ。 ちゃんの言う通りだ。時間がない。二人とも待ってて。すぐ行く。
So I'm missing 1 and 4. Okay. I have to do another playthrough. That's probably for the best.
前へ進む。
Oh, that's good. That's new. Deemy TV, what's up, dude? How you doing? Long time no talk. You doing all right? Oh my god. Oh my god. You there, Deemy? You there, bud? I can't hear you. Okay. How you doing? right, I leave for Egypt tomorrow. Gonna be gone for 2 weeks. And some trophy hunting in the process, you know. Jimina Alfred, yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch too, yeah. Going to Egypt, Jimina. Yeah, I'm working on getting citizenship there. I don't need to go there. I could just commune with her. You know what I mean? I can commune with her anywhere. Yep. I'm also working to get citizenship in Japan in about 10 years. But, you know, that's a little further down the line. How do you meet love? Is that a philosophical question? So many skulls, I didn't see you there on the top left. May I ask the reason? Yeah. As I said, citizenship. How do you meet love? Well, you know, if we're going by Zen philosophy, which I do go by, you are love. So you can only meet someone as far as you've met yourself, right? Dude, in my experience, it just happens. And it happens when you least expect it to. Oh, thank you. Thank you. My dad was raised there, so he's got a line going to Egypt, and so, you know, I want to be able to hedge my bets when it comes down to it, and I don't see the United States of America really going in a positive direction, so to say. So, you know, in case it does go belly up, civil war does erupt, I'm out. You know what I mean? You just meet someone and it just clicks. Yeah, basically. I mean, like, you can also use astrology to figure out, like, when that stuff is going to happen. But yeah, I mean, like, you always find what you're looking for when you're not looking for it. At least that's kind of been my experience. Have you ever been in love before, or is it kind of like something that's been elusive to you your whole life? Same username on Twitch, Jimina. I do tarot readings, and I do platinum runs on video games. That's what my channel's all about. And I somehow spin it to all kind of fit Zen philosophy to some extent or another. Some games I'm able to, like, essentially find the link better than others, but, like, yeah. I kind of look at myself as a polymath when it comes to a lot of these things, and yeah, I just try to, like, you know, extract something that I learned from the games that I get through the platinum runs, and figure out how to apply it to life. Or at least attempt, you know? Where are you from, G-Minute? Quality on Twitch is better. Yeah. But, like, it's got more ads, doesn't it? It's got to get kind of annoying. I heard Rumble was like talking about bringing like 4K to into the equation, but quite frankly, I haven't heard much from that. That is true. I mean, you know, I do this more so to like build a community than to like, you know, earn money, and I appreciate that, to be completely honest. But you know, if you build it, they will come, and then, you know, money is just a byproduct at the end of the day. You know. It's like having cool people to talk to. Video games can be a very antisocial sort of hobby. So that's why I stream. I stream so I can, you know, make it antisocial and get to connect with people, you know? Where do we go? That's a real question. I feel so lost right now. I mean, there are less beautiful places I could be lost in. You're from Texas. It's kind of late over there. You a bit of a night owl? You had a relationship before, but I think it was more to wake me up, and now you've been single for 5 years. Yeah, dude. It's, Were you in love back then? Like within that relationship? How long did it last? Jimina is a full night owl. Yeah, I'm trying to like fix my sleep schedule, dude. You know where you are? Yeah, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. That's kind of the intention. This is a horror game after all. Maybe you have to get scared. Dude, I have this clip on Twitch of this game jump scaring me to fucking oblivion. It is the first time that a jump scare has gotten me like that in decades, dude. It was so well done. Yeah, I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule, but I got yoga in the morning tomorrow, and then I have like a bunch of errands that I need to run in the process of all of that. I already beat the game. I'm just doing a platinum run in it right now. I beat the game yesterday. You got some great games for jump scares. So you're a big horror aficionado. I guess it kind of comes with the territory of being a night owl, doesn't it? But yeah, Demi, were you in love in that time when you had that relationship, or was it kind of like a wake up call in the sense of like, oh, I deserve more than this, you know? Yeah, I beat it already. I got the pre-release. You liked her, but you didn't love her. Yeah, I mean, that was you, the fact... I'm assuming that you broke up with her, or did she break up with you? I meant it as a wake-up call to start seeing things about myself, right? Was it, like, in terms of, like, self-worth and stuff like that? Everything, basically. Self-worth, goals, confidence, more of a character build. Yeah, Relationships will do that to you. It will do that to you. So you broke. I'm guessing you broke up with her. Refresh away, baby. There we go. I said it first. Yeah. I mean, so, Dini, to your question, like, if you're trying to, like, manifest love into your life, the best way I can think of doing it is through hypnotizing yourself, essentially. And what you do is you make a recording of yourself talking to yourself in a very ASMR kind of smooth voice, talking about your ideal life and your ideal partner in the present. Have it go on for as long as possible, as detailed as possible. Be very careful to make sure you have all the bases covered, right? And then what you do is you listen to that recording every night before you go to sleep. And then before you wake up, say it's 20 minutes before your normal time you wake up, you set an alarm 20 minutes before your regular alarm. And you play it then, so your brainwaves are still kind of like getting it through to your subconscious. I think you might be on a slight delay, Jimina. Where did I get these skull screens from? I had a viewer make it for me. She's a bit of a brat. Don't tell her I told you that she's a bit of a brat, because she claims that she's a good Christian girl, but her archetype is that of a brat. Through and through. Love her to death. But at the same time, when it happens, it happens. Dude, you are literally creating your reality. You know? And the only thing that gets in the way of you creating your reality is your ego. And I'm talking about the Zen philosophy of the ego, not like, oh, you're full of yourself. More so, everybody has an ego. Everybody has attachments. Some people, due to those attachments, make things harder than they really need to be in the grand scheme of things. So, in a lot of ways, manifestation is bypassing the ego, which is the thing that doubts. You know? And once you get rid of doubt, you can manifest whatever the hell you want. And yeah, it happens when it happens. But, dude, with the life that I have lived at this point, I believe very little in free will. You know? I think it's an illusion more so than anything else. So yeah, when it happens, it happens. But at the same time, you could be manifesting this whole thing. You know? And I guess it really goes into the question of, okay, maybe there is free will, but what is free will? You know what I mean? It's kind of like a paradox in some sort of sense. Free will is an illusion. You agree on that, Shimina? Yeah, that scares a lot of people. That concept, you know? And I think acceptance of that kind of opens you up, as strange as a paradox to say, to being able to enact free will. You try to go up and talk to girls, but you're tired of that. Yeah, I mean, dude, these things, they happen naturally without any semblance of force being thrust into it, you know? And the day you meet the love of your life, look at those frame rate issues. The day you meet the love of your life, it's going to feel like a normal day. It's going to feel like a normal day. You know? So you get rid of this sort of expectations, right? Lose the expectations, fall into faith, you know? What is that thing? It's something that I just killed, Jimina. Don't you worry. You're safe with me now.
これが壊れたらどうする？
The bog flesh blob. Yeah, that's a pretty apt way to describe it. That is a very apt way to describe that. Man, I gotta wake up for Kundalini Yoga tomorrow. I'm gonna stop as soon as I get over here.
もうすぐだ。
And then I will resume this platinum process in a little over 2 weeks. I gotta meditate, you know. This is the most fun you've had talking to someone in weeks. Damn. Are you generally pretty isolated? Are you an isolated person? I mean, I love talking to people. Like, any socials you can connect on? Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Same name. I am on Twitch. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I don't really go on Instagram too often anymore. Just because, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm like, what other socials would you consider? Brain's a little cooked right now. In it. You were trying because you thought you'd get your chances higher of meeting her. Well, I mean, like, yeah, that's how it happens. But, like, there's a quote that I heard a long time ago, and it was kind of like a viral quote, and it kind of disappeared. But, it says, love is like a fart. If you have to force it out, it's probably shit. So, yeah. I think that kind of applies. Now, with that being said, it really boils down to, yeah, that's me. And that is me. It really boils down to what kind of person you are. I mean, a lot of people, they, like, it's natural to them to just, go up and, talk to people on the street or wherever they go. But, like, dude, when it really boils down to it, what you want to do is become, like, so magnetic with your aura that you naturally pull things into you. You're not trying at that point. You're magnetizing, Extrovert, confident, generous, honest, very direct. Yeah, dude, also, like, another thing that I would suggest is, get some friends that are girls in a platonic sort of way, just to, like, kind of, like, be imbued with that sort of energy. I'll follow you back. Get imbued with that energy, man. Like, and then on top of that, like, I mean, one thing that I do is wherever I go to coffee shops or whatever, I always make friends with all the baristas there. I make friends with all the bartenders that I regular at. I tip them really well. And honestly, like, what I do is, or what I generally tend to do, it really depends on the personalities that work in the locations, is I bring what I call daddy energy, you know? Because I've been around the block. I've seen some things. I feel as though that I'm kind of in a place where I can give some pretty decent advice when it comes to a lot of, like, very complicated topics. You are daddy energy. There you go. There you go. Exude that. Exude that. Exude that energy, dude. And that makes people feel comfortable and secure around you, because it makes them feel as though that you don't want anything out of them. And so, you know, naturally they'll be more magnetized to, like, you know, want to talk to you. And then, you know, you never know what's going to lead to what, you know. They may say, like, oh, are you single? Well, you know, I got a friend that I think you'd go really well with, or something of that sort. You never really know, you know. You like to be a leader, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, that's how you do it. Fatherly advice goes hard. I'm so sleepy, but I'm loving this therapy session. Dude, you should see it when, like, you know, we have therapy sessions on, like, the Discord and stuff like that. Yeah, you can also join the Discord, too, Jimina. Yeah, because I'm about to head out, and, like, you know, we, like, when we talk on the voice chat, you know, I have, like, my business partner, one of my business partners, because I run 2 businesses. He, you know, like, he comes and we just start gabbing and we talk about everything, and, like, fairly often it does turn into, like, a therapy session for a lot of people, you know. Discord's having some issues, you'll try and join. Yeah, it's, I mean, the socials are on the right-hand side, so, you know, take a gander. I'm sure you can do it. I believe in you. Are you not using a computer? Do you not have Discord on your computer? I do. Other technical issues. Ah. Boo. What are we getting rid of? We're getting rid of this garbage over here. Let's find a save point and then call it a night. I'll call it a 2 weeks. Shrine. Cool. I mean, dude, like, again, it's about going into these things with no intention. I mean, like, the way that I see myself, for example, is I kind of see myself as a butterfly that likes to pollinate, you know, other flowers being people with ideas, you know? And connecting people to different things and pointing them, hopefully, in the right direction. So, yeah. Got a thriving community here. Yeah, we're doing all right. Like, you know, it's getting more and more momentum. You know, I started it, like, what, 2 years ago or something like that, and it's doing pretty good. Like, it hasn't turned into, like, you know, it's changed to, it turned into something that I didn't anticipate it turning into. You know what I mean? Jimina, it says that you are potentially a spammer. Welcome to the party. But yeah. Aw, shucks. That's the technical issue. Okay. Anyways, guys, Demi, good luck. And Jimino, it's good to meet you. Welcome to the community, and have a good night, everybody.